Well, it's time now for a look through the papers with our press reviewer, Deeptika Laurent. Deeptika, thanks for joining us today. Now, you're starting this story, making the front page of the British press today, an alleged Russian coronavirus vaccine hack.
That's right. It's on the front of nearly all the British dailies today, Julia. Russian hackers reporting to the Kremlin have been accused of trying to steal coronavirus vaccine research. This, according to British, US, and Canadian security services. The accused group behind the alleged attack is familiar to Western countries. It's known as Cozy Bear, and it was implicated in the hacking of Democratic email accounts 4 years ago during US presidential elections. As the Daily Express reports on its front page, Russia has denied the claims and accused the West of lacking evidence. In fact, there's an interesting column in the paper in which the writer notes that Britain and its allies are most certainly also conducting similar cyber warfare in Russia, and the writer arguing that Britain's defense chiefs are, quote, trying to recruit a new type of warrior who may never carry a gun, and that's the hacker.
Now, staying in Russia, where authorities are continuing their fight against controlling forest fires in Siberia, which are being, of course, blamed on climate change.
Yeah, a June heat wave in Siberia brought on not just forest fires, but thawing permafrost and oil spills, and the chilling phenomenon was brought on by human-induced climate change. That's according to a new European report out this week that you can read about on France 24's website. Scientists say they don't know if this is a one-off phenomenon or an ominous sign for the future, but the thawing permafrost is particularly bad because it will release masses of carbon into the atmosphere. Now, staying on the topic of the environment, The Guardian today reports of wild weather on Australia's central coast. Large swells and high waves have led to massive beach erosion, in some cases not seen in over 30 years. In one particular town, it's actually left beachside houses hanging on the edge of cliff tops and in danger of collapse. The images, as you see there, are quite frightening. The swell may not be directly linked to climate change, but the wild weather that Australia has been going through this year certainly is linked to climate change.
Well, that's certainly unprecedented. Let's move on to something a little bit lighter. And a European solar orbiter has captured new images of the sun, and they are the closest ever acquired by cameras.
Yeah, these pictures are taken 77 million kilometers from the sun's surface, which I know doesn't sound very close, but it actually is, Julia. The point is halfway between Earth and our parent star. The European Space Agency's solar probe was launched this year, and in it we really do see close-up images of the sun, in particular multiple campfires, or what look like little campfires, shooting into the sun's crown-like upper atmosphere where temperatures reach 1 million degrees.
Well, these are some stunning images there. Now, finally, from you, a 12-year-old campaign to free Britney Spears has been revived. Tell us more about that.
So most of us will remember that Britney Spears had an epic meltdown in 2007. It led to her being put under a conservatorship led by her father, where a third person is in charge of making important decisions on your behalf. Her fans have actually been petitioning the White House now, calling for an end to this conservatorship, which they say really controls her. She's not allowed to drive. According to them, her conservator can monitor her phone calls and messages and control her financial fortune worth hundreds of millions of dollars. During the lockdown, her fans were particularly worried that their beloved pop star was sending them coded messages through her social media account. And in fact, the conservatorship is up for renewal next month, which is why her concerned fans have been reviving the Free Britney movement, Julie.
Okay, well, that's something to keep an eye out on. Thank you very much, Deeptika Laurent.